Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, we're taking a look at Upgrade Card. Now, they have an interesting product that's kind of a cross hybrid between a credit card and a personal line of credit. So, typical fashion, we'll talk about Upgrade. We'll talk about this hybrid, how it works. Of course, the reward structures, the cards themselves. Come out on the other end of this, figuring out if Upgrade is something you should consider adding to your wallet or not. So of course, if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. All right, so let's jump right into it. First, talking about Upgrade as a company, then we'll talk about this hybrid product that we mentioned a little bit earlier. So here you have it. I was interested to know that Upgrade was kind of founded back in 2016 by the former chief of Lending Club. Now, as most finance startups are, it's headquartered out in San Francisco, California. They've raised about $600 million in equity funding. About $10 billion in loans has been written since 2017, when they got operations up and running. They're sitting at a valuation about $6.28 billion, which is pretty nice, given their run so far and how many loans they've written. So overall, that is Upgrade as a company, at least the Cliff Notes version. Now, again, the interesting part here is the actual hybrid product between credit card and personal loan. So we know how both of these products work individually, right? Credit card, revolving line of credit. You make your purchases throughout the month. End of the month, bill comes due. You got 3-week grace period to make your payment. Now, again, you trying to pay it all in full, of course, but you can make a minimum if you wanted to, minimum payment, that is. Now, personal loan, on the other hand, personal loans end up being like fixed, right? So they're not revolving like a credit line, the credit card. So you could take out a personal loan for $1,000 and say, I'm going to pay this back for 1 year. You'll have fixed payments at that set interest rate with that lender. So they basically combine the two, and this is how it works out. So again, credit card plus personal line of credit, you can be approved for a line of credit anywhere from $500 to $25,000. Now the credit card side of this, pretty simple, make your purchases as you normally would, but the purchases are actually going to be converted to a personal loan with monthly installments and fixed interest. Now, to further the personal loan type here, you can also send funds from Upgrade Card to a bank account. Now, again, that's not too much different on the whole, right? You're still borrowing money. But if we talk about the personal line of credit piece, again, you can pull cash out of a credit card, but that's called a cash advance. And usually you can't get that much money, and it comes with fees and high interest and all that. So we generally try to avoid that. Now, this is saying, hey, it's a personal line of credit. So you can take money out of that and just move it over to your bank account if you need it for some reason, right? Which is an interesting feature. Now, in addition to that, the thing that people get into trouble with on credit cards is, you can, in theory, continue to pay on a credit card forever and ever and ever, right? If you're using the card consistently and you're paying only the minimum, maybe your minimum is like $25 or something like that. You keep doing that, paying the minimum, you can just keep doing that, racking up interest, all that sort of thing, right? So they're trying to come in the middle and saying, hey, look, we're going to remove the option to ever pay the minimum off the table by taking your purchases, converting them to a personal loan, and then personal loans, as we talked about, that's going to have a fixed start and end date, right? So I believe you can do anywhere from 12 to like 60 months with them if you wanted to plan out there. You're going to end up paying a little bit more because they're locking in that interest rate there. So you're just making regular installments like you normally would on think of like your mortgage or your car loan, right? It's the same amount every single time, and there's an end date. This takes your purchases and does the exact same thing. So why would you really want to do this? Well, what they're advertising is they're saying, hey, obviously this is going to be for folks potentially trying to build credit or repair credit because, it's focused on trying to get you out of just paying the minimums and in a sense trying to get the better financial habits. We'll talk about that at the end. And so you could qualify for a lower credit score if you had one potentially. There's no security deposit like you would see with a secured card. It does report on-time payments, and again, it's focused on getting you more towards repayment and not on that endless cycle, if you will. So that's a little bit about the hybrid product. Now let's talk about the reward structures and earnings, and we'll take a look at the cards themselves. So here you have it. Again, they do earn points. It's basically cash back, except for one card that does earn Bitcoin, of course. Now the rewards points are paid out when the balance is paid. So you don't make money, you don't earn points at the time of purchase, but when you pay it back, that's when you will get your cash back based on the amount that you paid back. Now, redemption is pretty simple here. They're either going to auto-apply to your existing balance or, you can ACH it to a bank account if you don't have an existing balance to work with. So there's no travel or merchandise, anything like that, just very straight, simple to the point. Now with that, let's take a look at the cards. There are 4 of them here, so we'll go through them really quick, then we'll do some final thoughts. So starting off, you have Upgrade Card. Now, this is their card they target at folks building credit, so no annual fee, no multipliers to be had here. And again, these all can get a credit limit anywhere from $500 to $25,000. Now we have the Upgrade Cash Rewards card. The annual fee, nothing here, and then multipliers, classic 1.5x on all purchases. Now we have the Bitcoin Rewards card, so again, it isn't black, so that's nice. But annual fee, $0, multipliers, 1.5x on all purchases, this time paid out in Bitcoin. Now we have the Triple Cash Rewards card, so again, no annual fee. Multipliers here can be 3x Home Improvement, 3x Automotive, and 3x Health, which they do a good job of defining what these categories are on their site. So gym memberships, drugstores were interesting examples. And so there we have it. Those are the cards themselves. Now, the cards themselves on their own, obviously I think the Triple Cash is the star of the show simply because we don't see cards or multipliers on cards called out with those specific categories. However, again, you do have to be comfortable with the the hybrid, the credit card plus personal line of credit. So overall, my thoughts on that, because that's probably why you're here. Credit card multipliers, you can do better elsewhere and 1.5x. So, on some level, they are correct that yes, by removing the option to only pay the minimum, I am potentially helping you get on track to, have a finite start end date and not pay so much in interest. But again, fixed loans, it's still, even if we use a different word other than interest, it's still basically paying interest, right? You still pay interest on your car loan, on your mortgage, it's just fixed, right? It's not, with credit cards, it's a variable APR, so it can change over time, right? So you're still paying it. And that's kind of for me where this it falls apart. Again, yes, you are removing the option to pay the minimum. However, I'd worry a few things here. One, are you conditioning folks to understand, hey, I can take this long to pay, right? Their longest plan is 60 months, and they could approve you for quite high credit limits. So are you teaching people that it's okay, riding on the heels of the rise in popularity of the buy now, pay later services, like Affirm, PayPal has one, things like that don't always encourage the best financial habits. Number 2 is, again, if you're trying to build or learn credit right now, this is such an interesting, different product that I don't know if you get used to this and how it works, and then eventually you want to graduate to other credit cards, and again, you've gotten so accustomed that you can just take a long time to pay. So that would be my worry with this. Now, overall, I'd say, yes, secured cards aren't always the best because, again, you have to put down the deposit of $500. Sometimes it can go as low as $300 depending on where you look. But you do get better cards with better multipliers. And then again, if you're trying to build credit, I would say get one of those, and you're someone who struggles to pay in full. Well, then just buy 1 pack of gum a month. Really simple. Stick to using your debit card and cash over here for all your main purchases. That's why the debt is not an issue. You buy 1 pack of gum, you pay it off when the statement comes, you will start building credit. That's 12 on-time payments a year, just like that. So overall, I think Upgrade's an interesting concept, but for me, I still think tried and true credit cards are going to win out in the long run. So anyways, guys, if you like this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. Of course, if you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. Of course, my question for you guys is let me know what you think about this interesting hybrid product from Upgrade. Are you interested in it? Would you try it out? Would you like to see more competitive cards? Would that draw you over? Or if you have any experience using themselves, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and talk to you very soon in the next one.